Shar Watson, Shar Watson, Shar Watson.
Dominate. 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 I'm talking domination. You talking domination.
Welcome. This is your host, Vincent Warren, with the Prodigal Podcast, the Prodigal Son Podcast. We are on episode 21. We can be found on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And we got a special guest with me today, man. My brother, man.
Yeah.
My brother. I've been knowing Mike for years.
Used to walk y'all home from elementary school.
Man, what? We so locked in. It's crazy. And we doing a different kind of episode today. We got a hustler with us. You feel me?
Dominate.
Mike, hey, I remember high school, Mike had everything. Mopeds, cars,
spinners,
everything.
wheels.
He had everything everybody wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know
And the women.
I don't know if you was hustling or you was spoiled.
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
All
Both.
right.
It wasn't hustling, though. It was just bossing up.
Okay.
I wasn't hustling like that, but
Okay.
it was different.
Well, I always give flowers at the beginning, man. Mike, you been my guy for forever.
My brother.
And even now, we ain't talked in a minute, but every time I call you, you answer. What's good with the woo? If I need something, you'll send me the right direction. Ain't nothing but love.
That's it. My number been the same since Nextel. Since 6th grade, I got the same number. So everybody call me, it's the same number.
For sure. And you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, bro. You my dog for life. You feel me?
Always.
For life.
Always.
So we can get started early, dog. Like, how was it for you, like, just coming up? Like, how was it for you coming up?
Like as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid, yeah.
Oh, it was great. I had a great life. We from the real hood, 696, 10 Mile. My hood, I rep that. Everybody throw up that 7 Mile shit. Oh, I can cuss.
You go ahead.
Oh, yeah, everybody throw up that 7 Mile shit. We from the real hood, Southfield, 10 Mile.
Okay.
10 Mile bosses. It was good. I had a great life. I had a mom, dad. Mom worked for GM. Dad worked for Ford. So we didn't really want for nothing. Had grandparents, everything. Like, we had a good life. Like, I can't complain at all.
All right, what about high school?
High school was fun. It was tough because I got a lot of hoes.
All right.
And niggas don't like that when you messing with they women.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of jealousy and all that type of stuff. But it was fun. It's high school. I was in student congress, all that stuff. National Honor Society, all the fun stuff.
So it was different because you went to Lathrop.
I went to Lathrop.
And I went to Southfield.
I was supposed to go to Southfield.
Okay.
But I came to Southfield every day because all my friends, I lived in Southfield High District, but I went to Lathrop.
Okay.
Because my mom didn't want me there with all my friends.
Yeah.
So that's why I went there.
So we got connected through Jeremy.
Yep, your cousin. That was my best friend. I met him in 8th grade at Bernie.
Okay, yeah. And then from then on, it was
Family.
It was up.
Yeah.
But it was so crazy because at the time, Lathrop and Southfield, they was always into it.
Correct.
You see, but then it still was like kind of a low key where people had friends over there or
Yeah.
had family over there.
Yeah.
And as time went on, niggas was
That's it.
just locked in.
That's it.
Okay. So then I remember you said you got in the plant early.
I got in the plant real early. So my first job was at Meyer. That was when I was like 14. I went in there and I worked for 3 days.
All right.
I did the orientation for a day. The next day, they had me out on the floor trying to bag. This was back in the day, so you only made like $5.86 or some shit like that. I used to ride my moped there.
All right.
And then the third day, they asked me to clean the bathroom. And I was like, not happening, nigga. That was not happening. So then my next job, I went to the car wash right there on Evergreen and 10 Mile.
I remember that. All right.
Yeah, so I was working there, but I was making like $300 a day, cash, every single day.
That's the one right there at where the gas station.
Yep, right next to it. So I was killing it. So you say hustling. I'm like, I was hustling, but that was my hustle doing
legal
that.
hustle.
Yeah, legal hustle.
For sure.
Flipping cardies, doing stuff like that. So that would be my second job. And I was there for a long time. I was there till I was 18, till I went away to school. I went to Eastern. And during that time, my first job was at GM. So I started at GM, but I started on management side. I had got an internship working at the CHR downtown. And I'm in that bitch because my mom was management. My dad was union.
Okay.
So I got the best of both worlds. I got somebody on this side, somebody on this side. My dad like, fuck that shit,
Yeah.
He like, I make more money than your mama, which union
For
people
sure,
do.
for
And
sure.
he was skilled trade, so he made buku money
I was
doing
saying,
nothing.
I hourly make more money than salary because you can run it up.
Run it up. And he he's skilled trade, so all he do is go to work, go to sleep, and chill all day. And let something break, he don't got to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started there. I'm in there every day, and I'm like, this shit is some trash. Like, they doing meetings every day for nothing. Like, you could have did this in 5 minutes, send me an email. So my mom was like, you just need to go to the plant. So I went to the plant, and that's when I was at Lake Orion for 14 years.
So GM,
yep.
Okay.
I just switched sides.
Okay.
I went from management one for me. I did that for a year, and I'm not up nobody ass or doing that. I want to be on my own. And then when I worked at GM, when I worked there, out of them 14, 15 years, I probably got fired at least 12 times.
For what?
Oh, it was all type of shit. Like, I wasn't one of them that's about to go for that shit. Like, they be like, go do this. I'm like, it's not my fucking job. Like, I had an easy job. When I walked in the body shop, first shift. I had everything, shift premium, boom, boom. And I'm low seniority, but it was a new plant. So we had everything up, started up front. So they hated that shit. And then after 10 years, I'm big dog in this. I ain't doing nothing. And I walked in as a team leader. I never worked the line, never did none of that. So they be like, well, we need people over here. I'm like, well, you need to find people over there.
Yeah.
They give you a direct order. I'd be like, well, I'm going to medical.
So let me ask you, was it one of them things like, yo, dude, your mama kind of pulled some strings for you? So is that how it was?
Not really, because the plant I was going to, they were hiring. There was a brand new plant, so they were hiring everybody. Okay. You know what I mean? But back then, that was 2007. You did have to know somebody to kind of get in there. You know what I mean? I ain't test or do none of that shit to get in there.
Okay.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. Okay, so in those 14 years, so you ain't never really touched the line.
No.
So you just straight.
I walked around. I trained the team leaders, so I was a team leader.
Okay.
Only time I really had to work is if we got a new team leader. Okay. At my plant, we never had another team leader in 9 years.
Okay.
So that's what everybody was mad about. Like, he don't do shit. He just walk around. I'm going to walk around, watch movies, and talk to people. I figure I make people happy is the way I look at it.
For
like, fuck that. I'm walking around this bitch keeping the morale up.
So let me ask you this. For you, at what year did it kind of was like, man, forget that. I'm out.
Well,
I can't stay here.
So my second year in college, this would have been 2008, I started the bounce house business. Remember, I had that.
Yeah.
So we were doing bounce houses, and when that came, I ended up being number 4 in Michigan. Like, that's compared to companies that was in business for 10, 15 years. I'm number 4 in Michigan, and we did that for about 10 years. And the only reason I quit that was because workers suck. Don't nobody really want to work, and then it was stressing me out. But I made buku money. It's seasonal, so that's the only downside to that. But the amount I could do one party and make $15,000. Then I go to here and get a GM check for a week, and it's only $1,500. It's like, that one party only took me 8 hours to do. Mm-hmm. This got 45 hours of my life in it. I'm away from my kids, stuff like that. So what was the final straw for the plant is what you said?
Yeah, like, because I know for me, when I was at the plant, like, at my second year, it was like all aches and pains, hurting, and everybody was getting on my nerves in there, like, man, like, I'm tired of coming here.
You ain't got FMLA?
No, now I do.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? But after, it's like my second year was like the year that I was like, man, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Yeah. See, I had non-psychotic anxiety, so that way I can still carry a gun, but I get to leave whenever I want. Because you got FMLA, you're supposed to call in before the shit, boom, boom.
For sure.
With non-psychotic anxiety, your shit could flare up at any moment. So you got to get the fuck out of there, nigga. So I had to find the right one to get get my shit.
Okay.
But my final straw with the plant, I told you I was fired like 8 to 10 times for sure. Might be 12.
The union can't bring you back?
Yeah. I was always right, though. Every time they tried to fire me, it was for some bullshit. Like, no. Like, I had a supervisor try to square up on me one time, and I just laughed at his ass like, nigga, you about to get your ass beaten here, nigga. Yeah. But when he did it, I hit my walkie. So I believed I had a walkie.
Yeah.
So he horsing. I got the walkie on hit the whole time.
And they hear
so it's going on over everybody's shit. You know what I mean? So that's how I beat that one. They had to pay me. So it was like paid vacation every time I got put out.
Okay.
You're going to get paid. And I'm not taking, they say no remuneration. Like, no, nigga, I'm coming back because I still have my money on the other side. I could wait it out until y'all say, okay, we're going to pay you. They try to starve you. You know what I mean?
For sure,
they treat you like a slave. So fuck all that. My final straw was the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, all that shit was going on. And I ain't really believe in the pandemic like that. I still don't. But the way they was trying to make it say, we're going to make you wash your hands, wear this. None of that mattered if I'm still standing two steps away from this nigga. Like, y'all full of shit. Shut this bitch down and let us do our thing. So during that, it was, I want to say, it was March 22nd or somewhere around there. I was just like, I walked in, I was like, I'm out. And I walked right out. And I told my girl before I was leaving, like, I ain't about to keep doing this. We out here. She like, you'll be all right. Fuck it. So I walked in. About an hour later, I'm right back home. She like, you left, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Okay.
And I was out. I just couldn't do it.
It never turned back.
No.
Dang. So was it like anxiety, or did you ever think about going back? You like,
So I always had anxiety when I was at work. So I was having chest pains, all type of shit. And I don't even work the line.
Yeah.
But it's really about your time in there. You don't think about all the stress you deal with when you're going to work, even to get to work. You worried about you gonna be late and shit like that. Oh, you stressing on your way in the car trying to get there. Like, it's a lot of stress and anxiety that go on in a day that you don't even know about. And if you work in 10 hours, if it take an hour to get to work, hour to get home, that's 12 hours that you away from your kids. You go home, you see them for maybe an hour or two, barely spend time with their ass, and then you right back in that damn rat race.
What they say, you spend more money at work than you do at home.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You eating there. You got a little side thing at work, because most niggas got side bitches in the plant.
Hey, not on me.
Every nigga do. I'm just saying.
I'm straight. I'm straight, not me.
My first wife was from the plant. I met her at the plant. That was my first wife and baby mama.
Okay. For sure.
Not you, though. Good ones.
Not me, for sure.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat. All right. What I'm about to say. So when you left, I know it had to be crazy. Like, if this was your day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? It was like no anxiety for you.
I felt free.
Oh, you was free.
It was the most free I ever felt in my life.
So
like,
you was happy.
Yeah. I walked out and it was just like, I'm free. And even now, like, when I take my kids to school, even in the morning, you will see people rushing, or they in the car, like in the school line. Well, you ain't got kids, but you will see in the school line, they honking and boom, boom, boom. No one let people over. I let everybody through. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have nowhere to be.
I got nothing but time.
And then a lot of parents, you waking your kids up screaming, wake up, wake up, wake up, boom, boom. When you wake up with that mentality, somebody yelling at you, how my kids supposed to have a good ass day? And the first thing I'm doing is rushing them and waking them up. I'd be like, hey, we get there when we get there. Because what's going to happen if you're not learning nothing? Yeah. Honestly.
I feel you.
The Pythagorean theorem can wait, goddammit. What are we rushing for?
I feel you.
We not really learning nothing, so I don't rush my kids. If they be like, Daddy, today ain't the day, I'd be like, bet. We just gonna chill, or we go up to the shop, or do something productive outside of the slavery mindset of school and all that. Because what are they really learning right now?
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel you. Nothing. So my shit different. I just live different because I'm free. Can't nobody really tell me shit.
So what was your next step after you quit?
So I'd already had another business, building party buses.
Okay.
So my brother TJ, that wasn't my thing, and I was doing the bounce houses. So with the bounce houses before that, he had got a train. And I was like, I'm going to show you how to... I basically integrated his business with mine. So he had the train, I had the bounce houses. Anytime somebody wanted one, they thought they was getting it from me, they was getting it from him.
For sure.
So in return, he like, Mike, you need to come build these buses with me. I'm like, no, that's your thing. I'm one of the people that like to do my thing, let you do your thing. So he like, well, you already know how to do sounds from the cars and all that stuff in high school. I'm like, he like, well, I just need help. Come help me. I'm like, all right, I'll help you. I'm up there. This is before I quit. I'm still working at GM at this time. And he like, help me build. So we built a bus. It took about a week. It's simple. I know wiring. I know sounds. I know all that stuff. So it's easy. So at the time, he lived in Florida, too. He had a place in Florida, Miami. So he like, Mike, I'm out of town. I need you to go sell this bus for me. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I go get the bus, drive it to the airport. He like, the people going to give you a check for $33,000. I'm like, okay, cool. We get there. So we behind that big boys by the airport. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We right there. So we out there, the dude on the phone, like, I don't want to pay $33,000 for this. I only want to pay $32 or something. I'm like, you got to talk to T. So I get a nigga the phone. He talking to him. T like, all right, he about to give it to you. So I'm like, how you already have a check for this? This nigga pulls all the money off of him. He had it wrapped up on him. $32,000 in big bills, little bills, everything. We in the back of big boys counting this shit.
Yeah.
This is before, like, Uber, everything. We in the back of big boys in the bus. So I'm like, we counting. I'm like, this is the quickest money I ever seen like this. And it was legit.
Yeah.
So we counting shit out, boom, boom, to about 10 minutes. Counting 5 ones. It's everything. So then T called me like, all right, just take it to my mama crib and give it to her. So I'm like, well, how the fuck I'm about to get home? He like, catch a cab. I ain't never caught a cab before. I ain't never been on a bus, city bus, none of that. I'm like, a cab? He like, yeah. I'm like, nigga, I got $32,000 on me. He like, don't nobody know that. Get your ass in the cab.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm blown at this point. Like, nigga, get in the cab. Take that shit home. The bus pull off because they driving it back to Florida where they going. So I'm just in the big boy like this, in the cab like this, like.
Paranoid.
Nigga, I mean, it's duffled up like dope money, but it's legit.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is crazy. So I get over there, I go to his mama crib. I'm like, hey, T, I'm about to drop this money in your mama crib. Boom, boom. I ring the doorbell. Garage open. This nigga right there. I'm like, what the fuck you doing here? He like, I just made $32,000 in a week. You trying to make some money or what, nigga?
Oh,
and I'm
shit.
like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's go time, nigga.
Yeah,
so I already had the another play to do, basically.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like I still got my bounce houses. I shut that down though because I couldn't find workers. So even now I still got 110 bounce houses sitting in my shop. But when my kids turn 16, that's gonna be their business.
Okay, for sure.
I'm gonna get them a new truck and they run that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I got into this new business, was through TJ. So I always pay homage to him and everything for that.
So how was that for you? How did you start doing your own thing? Like,
So T built the mobile bowling alley.
okay.
And he stopped building buses,
Okay.
party buses and stuff like that. And we had a shop. Well, he had a shop, but I was renting space out of his shop. And he like, Mike, you growing bigger and bigger. You really can't be here no more because I need the space for what I got going on. So, and I'll tell you about that too. So I'm like, shit, because now I don't have no job. But this was what I was banking my money on. So I'm like, damn. So I'm looking for a builder. And it just show you how shit like line up for you was gonna be for you.
For sure, I believe it.
So I'm looking for spaces, and I'm like, the space we had was 1,600 square feet. Southfield is $1 a square foot.
Okay.
So 1,600. I'm like, okay, I can afford that. That's cool. Boom, boom. I call a realtor. They finding me spots right there. So my new spot on 8th and Beach. They take me to this spot, and this spot 10,000 square feet. So I'm like,
shoot.
look, I walk in like this, like,
That's 10 grand.
what the fuck we doing here?
Yeah.
I told you I'm looking for 1,600.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he like, just look around. Boom, boom. I look around, but I'm in that bitch like,
For sure.
So he called me back like, well, so what do you, I'm like, I like the space, but I can't afford that shit. I know math.
Yeah.
He's like, what can you afford? I'm like, I can afford like $2,000 a month, and that'd be pushing it. He was like, let me call the owner. I'll get right back to you. And like 2 days later, they called me right back, and they was like, $2,000, do it. We signed. I had to do a 6-year lease though.
Okay.
Which is high, but and again, I don't have no job right now. I'm in a new business, new market, everything. I'm like, fuck it. So we did it. And I'm like, and my space big. You seen it in the video. It's huge now. And I'm like, we never gonna bang this bitch out. And literally the second week after I had the building, I got 10 buses in.
Dang.
In the second week. So it was like, they all came, and I'm like, I'm just scratching my head like,
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do, but it was like, it's go time. You either gonna go or you ain't.
So let me ask you this: with your business right now, did you have to run into the same problem that you did with the bounce house, like the number of workers?
No, so with this is the way I'm able to do it is, I would say I'm like number 2 in the States right now, as far as video game mobiles and party buses, any type of custom builds on buses or sprinters. What I learned, and again, being able to streamline and everything that's for you is gonna be for you.
For sure.
So most party bus companies take about 7 to 8 months to build a bus. They usually run from 80 to 100,000. My model is different. So because I came out of the plant, I took the Chevy model. Other people are Benz. They're going to make the baddest, craziest. They're going to take their time. I run the cheaper way. So if a company, say they got approved for 80,000, they go buy one bus from Benz or to another company, or they come and get 4 from me for 20 to 30 each. So they get 4 or 3.
For sure.
And then my turnaround time is only 2 weeks.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I took that from the plant. I know how to manufacture.
Okay.
I know all my pieces are going to be like this. So when you come in my shop, everything is already pre-made.
Okay.
I already got everything cut, wrapped. I got all my designs ready to be laid. So I'm cutting the cost. And they're like, how did he do this? But they got a whole team of 10 people over here. I just got me, and sometimes my cousin come from out of town to help.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned from GM. So I ain't going to knock a job or a hustle. These companies pay millions and millions of dollars to learn how to streamline for productivity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing I took from them and put it in my business.
So you just, that's what I be telling cats, like, you got to be committed to where you at because you can use it for where you want to
use
do
it. If you walk in any of your plant, y'all probably got it like everything has its place.
For sure.
So everything has a mark around it on the floor and stuff like that. It's the same at my shop. When you walk in my shop, I take everything I learned from this billion-dollar company and put it in my company and streamlined it.
Okay.
So I ain't saying knock the hustle. Like if you want to run a restaurant, go work at McDonald's because they got the best system in the world.
Yeah.
Who gonna be McDonald's? Nobody.
For sure.
If you want a bar, go work at Chili's or go work at something like that because they got the best systems in place. And you need to follow their systems, implement them in yours without paying all the money.
So what's some of the pros and some of the pros of owning your own business?
The pros is your freedom,
Okay.
your time. I'm able to spend time with my kids. Like I said, if we don't want to go to school tomorrow, we ain't got to go to school. If we want to go out of town tomorrow, we can go out of town. We'll fix that later. Time is not promised. Tomorrow ain't promised.
For sure.
So having my freedom to spend time with them and just kick it with them, I don't never miss a game. I don't never, when I was at the plant, I'm at work. I got to call off for this or that. I could go do coffee and coffee and cupcakes with dads in the morning.
For sure.
Like it's stuff we do. It's little. You go to the school and you only be there for an hour, but we doing donuts and cupcakes and stuff like that on certain days of the month. And the kids remember that. So those are the biggest, that's the biggest pro to me. The money is cool. You're always going to make money, but money come and go. Just like if you work at the plant, you could have a lot of money, but if you ain't got no time,
For sure.
you ain't got shit.
For sure.
So it's like,
So what about the cons of owning your own business?
the cons when the money don't come. So you got to be able to handle your money really well. Because it could be months where I make $100,000. This month, say I do 3 buses or 4 buses. I make $100,000 this month, but I might not get another bill for 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
But guess what? That rent for that shop still got to get paid. The heat for this, so it's a 10,000 square foot building. My heat on the building is another $2,000. You know what I mean? Heat, air, electric. That's insurance. Them bills still come.
And on top of home bills and
On
kids.
top of home bills and your regular kids. So you got to put your money, you can't just spend it because it's there. You got to be able to be like, okay, I had a good run this month or these 2 months, but it could be another 3 months before you get paid again.
Was you always frugal in with money, or were you kind of did you grow into that?
I splurged in high school. So I had everything we did when we were younger. That's what a lot of people are doing now. So that really don't bother me, like cars and all that stuff. I buy my cars cash. I find the car cash, $5,000-$6,000, and then it's low key because I drink. So if I'm drinking and driving, I want to make sure I ain't getting pulled over. If I get a Benz or some shit.
Don't tell nobody that, bro. Don't tell nobody that, bro. Don't tell nobody that, Mike. Don't tell nobody that. Hey, you gonna edit that out, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
If we drive, if I got a vet and I'm leaving the bar,
for sure, you gonna be doing
they
it.
own me. Now, if I'm in my escape,
They
just
gonna mess
chilling,
with you,
I
for
like I'm
sure.
going to
For sure.
to work.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
not even looking at
For
me.
sure,
You gotta
for
say,
sure.
I didn't did it already, and I could hit a bitch. I could hit the same bitch in the escape that I hit.
Yeah, I feel you.
In the
For
vet.
sure, I feel
So
you.
that don't matter to me.
I
You know
feel
what I
you.
mean? So
I feel you.
I'm past that. My most expensive thing I probably spend on is liquor. That's my only vice because I don't smoke. I don't do nothing like that.
Okay.
I got jewelry, but I don't even wear my jewelry no more because I didn't did it. So it's like
I think our thing is Cardi's, and nowadays we wear Cardi's. These prescription.
mine always been prescription.
Yeah, so it's like-
But I got these. I got I got the straight back still.
Yeah.
I got the green and golds. I got black
I
plastics.
know you got them 53s. That's the ones I want.
I got
the old
53 and
schools.
55. I got
Yeah,
all of them.
Okay.
I got every pair they made. Like I went out of town to get the green and golds, and I got the old school straight backs. Like, but it's like I got it. So now
sure,
once you
for
get
sure.
certain stuff, you be like, what can you do? And I just like to travel. I like Miami. That's my spot. That's where I like to be.
Okay. So like, what's one thing that you can tell people that want to start their own business?
Do whatever you like. Do whatever you love, because somebody gonna pay for it. I met a girl in Miami. You know what I'm about to say. But
right,
so me and Will and my other cousin Aaron, we had a place in Miami during the pandemic. We all went in on it, had a place we could just go, chill, boom, boom. We're in Coral Gables. But when I was down there, I met Peter from the Housewives of Atlanta. He on Bar One, and I met him, and we like this, like that's my dog. And then I met this one girl. I met 2 people. I'll tell you the other girl I met, but I met this lady, and we sitting there, and she just talking. I'm like, they always like, what do you do? That's how people try to size you up. I don't like that, because I'd be like, I don't do nothing.
Yeah.
But that's how, whenever somebody asks you, what do you do, that mean they trying to size you up.
For sure.
Here, most of the time. But down there, it's really like they just trying to interact and make a connection. So I told her what I did with the buses and shit, and she like, well, I make buttons. That's what the bitch do. She sells buttons.
Okay.
Like penny buttons. They cost a penny, but she write her initial on them, and they sell for like $5 each. And she a multimillionaire.
That's a 500% profit.
Exactly. But that's all she does is sell buttons. She a multimillionaire.
Dang.
Yeah. Then I met this one girl, her name Fabian, and this is my dog. So this is my dog to this day. But I meet her at the bar, we hanging, boom, boom. She's like, yeah, my dad has a little money, boom, boom, boom. So we always hang. Every time I go down there, I go to her little spot or whatever, her crib or whatever, we chilling, boom, boom. So then I get back home one time, it's a show called Below Deck, where they rent these big-ass yachts and stuff.
Yeah.
So the rent is like $400,000 for 2 days.
Oh, shoot.
I'm watching. She on here with her daddy. Her daddy a multi-billionaire. So I'm like,
a little bit of money, dog, Gary. Yeah, a lot of money.
but she was cool like
For
that
sure,
though.
for
But
sure.
she wasn't. So I called. I said, Fabian, you on TV? She said, oh shit, Mike, I ain't want you to see. I ain't want you to. I said, you said you had a little bit of money. Yeah, she's like, I just didn't want you to look at me like that way. I'm like, girl, we could have had a lot of different conversations
For sure,
and shit.
for
But
sure.
but she cool. That's my dog. But that's the
Okay.
type of. That's why I like Miami because it's a whole different. It's not crab in the bucket mentality like here. And the people you think is po ain't po. They rich beyond means, and they're not dicks about it though either.
For sure.
They not over here walking out with their nose up and shit like that. They just chilling. They don't want you to know. People with money want to be like, I ain't got shit.
Man, but you ain't tell everybody how you do the boating, bro.
Oh,
Nah, that ain't no cheap hobby.
that's not a cheap hobby, and I started that early too.
No, I remember that boats ain't cheap.
Yeah,
Gas on boats ain't cheap.
yeah. My boat cost $4,200 to fill up, and we fill it up almost every other day.
Straight up.
Yeah,
So what made you start getting into boating?
my dad. So my dad worked for Ford,
Okay.
and I got my first boat when I was 18. So I'm the youngest at the marina. My dad, he got the boat when he retired. Got into a storm, got scared of it. Put the motherfucker up like, whatever. So I'm like, damn, Daddy, where the boat at? He like, it's down at the marina. You want it? I'm like, yeah. And this is a big boat. This is a 32-foot boat. This is a lot of people don't even have a 32-foot boat right now. My new boat, 45. But he like, you can have it. So I go down there, get it, boom, boom. Now I pull up to the marina. I'm the youngest. I'm 18. Most niggas at the marina 40. 40 and up. So they mad because like they're like, oh, this young nigga here, because all the young hoes got to go down there to fuck with the old niggas in order to get on the boat.
For sure.
Nah, they don't, because here we come. So then I got one, my brother, Ray Fair.
Yeah, okay.
Boat Life Detroit. He ended up getting, his older brother had one. Then they ended up getting one. And then we started the Boat Life Detroit movement and the fun of it. And now we got our own stuff. And we were partnering with the white people. Is this white?
Yeah, for sure.
We were partnering with the white people at first. So they got Jobby Nooner. They got Raft Off. And Raft Off is the biggest party in the world.
Okay.
So they got all these parties and shit, and we partying out there, but they don't like us like that. You know what I mean? They're like, who is these niggas out here? With
And
these
young get
young niggas, and we started coming, but I'm like, we could just do our own shit. So that's why we came up with Peer Pressure, and Splash Bash is actually my birthday. So we do our own thing. We still go to their shit, but we actually got our own shit that we do now. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know. I don't know. You want to stay on it? But like, black people weren't allowed to boat in Michigan.
Okay.
So even if you were a doctor, lawyer, any of that. So back in the 80s, they had to go all the way to Ohio. So they'd be like, oh, I just went and bought $100,000 yacht. In the 80s, that's a lot. Right now, $100,000 yacht in the 80s would be equivalent to like $1 million right now.
Okay.
So these doctors, lawyers, they buy them yachts, and then none of the marinas would rent a space to them.
Okay.
So they would have to go all the way to Ohio and then drive it back here and just go and dock it there. So Porterfield Wilson is the person who did it. That's where Riverside came from. All of them got together and bought the marina. They bought a marina for black people to boat. So that was the only way you was able to boat is if you went to that marina, if you was black.
Oh, wow. I didn't
So
know
that I know a lot of people don't know that. So that's why Riverside, everybody like, that's the ghetto marina, that's the ghetto marina. No, these niggas put their money together, or these men, these businessmen, they own car dealerships, lawyers, doctors. They put their money together and bought this whole thing. They own that, and they own Irma Henderson.
Okay.
So that's why it always has to be black owned.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know that about boating. So we actually knew, like, we first generation in this boat life stuff.
So how many people is in your thing now, in the boating community? That
You want to say black or just Boat Life Detroit? Right now, we probably got like 30,000 followers and members. But if you want to say actually at the marinas, if I say black boat owners, we got at least 2,000-3,000 downtown right now.
Okay.
Which is high.
Okay, Matt. It seemed like, Mike, with you, ever since I known you, you seem like, bro, you take it to the top at whatever you do, and you do ownership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I know I've seen a lot of people. We was taught to always work for somebody, or work,
and that's what my mama
work
pushed.
under somebody.
And that's what my mom pushed.
So in you, what taught you to? Hey, no, I want to do my own thing.
That just wasn't for me. And then the way the money came and the freedom, it was just different when I'm out here doing. I used to rent my bicycles out and mopeds out.
Yeah,
like I would.
remember that.
Like people were like mopeds. I had 4 mopeds, and people ain't have them. I'd be like, here, come get mine for the day. Give me $50. Like I'm gonna hustle. That's what I like. It's a rush in it, and even like even now, and I say fuck a job and boom, boom, I'm gonna get up and hustle every day.
Mm-hmm.
If one of my friends call my one friend, he on a fence company, he called me like, bro, I need some help today. That's what people like, oh, he just say fuck a job. Nah, I say fuck a job. I don't say get off your ass and go get some money.
Mm-hmm.
My friend said, he said, come put these fences up with me. I did the fences with him. That was yesterday. Just to help him.
For sure.
But that's my dog. But then while I'm there, because of what I know from the plant and everything else, I see where he lacking at. So I'm like, bro, this is what you need. This how you need to streamline this. Because he digging holes with like a pole digger. I'm like, nigga, we can go buy the auger for $200.
For sure.
And it just took an hour to dig these poles by hand. It take you 5 minutes with a $200 tool.
For sure.
So that's how my mind worked because I learned that from the plant. So I won't down the plant, take what you know, and then implement it into your business.
So even with your routine every day, you still get up early. You still.
I gotta take the kids to school.
Okay.
So I got that time from. I'm a full-time dad, so I got my kids full-time. So I wake up, take them to school. I got that gap in between 8:30 and 4, where I get to work or do whatever I need to do to make the money.
Okay. So like, what's your motto? Your motto, is it like?
It's fuck a job.
Yeah, for sure that. But is it like teamwork, make the dream work? Like, do you believe that?
No, everybody can't. So you do need a team. If I had a team, I could do a lot more. But niggas is something else. I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's our mindset of niggerdom is you're gonna have to leave niggas alone and really mess with white people.
Go ahead.
I don't really fuck with white people like that, but I got some good white friends. I got some good Chaldean friends. All of them ain't bad. I ain't gonna say that, but you just gotta find the right people that really rock with you, cause you will show a nigga something and you trying to put them on the play, and they want to take it for themselves. Like, no, nigga, let's build this one together.
For sure.
And then you tell me your new play, and then
I help you over with that.
We'll all get it. Like I said, with T, he showed me his play. He blessed me with that. You know what I mean? He showed me, like, nigga, he was like, it's enough money in it for everybody, which it is.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And if anybody ever called me, like, so somebody called me, and it was actually his cousin. That's why I tell you how niggas is niggas. He built the bowling alley. You seen the Mo bowling alley?
Yeah, for sure.
He built that. That's like $200,000. They called me. They're like, hey, we want you to build the bowling alley. I'm like, what? I'm like, how do you even get my number? Because I never post. I know how to build the bowling alley. They're like, well, I'm TJ cousin, and I know you built it. You helped them build it. And I'm like, what? They're like, I'm like, just call T. They're like, no, he don't want to build it for us. You need to build it, and we'll pay you. And I'm like, it's a loyalty thing. I never
go behind his back.
No matter what, even me and him stop talking. I never do no shit like that because that's his baby. That's his brainchild. This man put me in a position to feed my family, everything right now. But everybody ain't like that. Somebody else be like, nigga, that's $200,000. I'm about to take that shit. I'm like, $200,000 ain't enough money for me to do shit. It ain't no amount of money to make me snake this man. You know what I mean? So everybody just ain't cut how we are.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
They don't got their own hustle. So you got to be careful with what you show niggas, or even like, so if I bring people in my shop to work, number one, they sign in a non-competition. Okay. So they work for me, they can't compete. And then I only show them so much. Okay. It's always a finesse to everything you do. And you know, growing up with your uncle and all that with the woodworking, it could be, you can have one way to make this, but it's that one final little thing that make it complete.
For sure.
So I never show nobody the whole process. I might show this worker this part, I'm gonna show this worker this part. They ain't never gonna interact with each other or see each other.
So was it like you was running through with workers? They'll come try to see what you doing? And
hell yeah. And then not only that, I pay motherfuckers when they come. I'm sorry, I'm cussing a lot of your shit. But
like, this you, man.
Yeah,
I wanted them to see that you
being mean as that GM too. They're like, this nigga just be in here talking.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just me.
Yeah.
But I pay good. I pay $150 to $200 a day. Okay. And more than likely, we're not even working 6 hours because if I get in there and I don't feel it or I want to go to the bar, I'm going to the bar. We shut this shit down. So I pay a person $200 a day, and they doing easy work. I'm helping them, boom, boom. But then when they see me make $30,000 off of something,
they want that.
Now they like, well, why I'm not getting that? Like, nigga, I'm paying you GM money. If you go to the plant and make $20 an hour, work 10 hours, that's $200 a day.
For sure.
I'm not GM.
For sure.
I'm not $1 billion company. But you go work for them for that. But for me, it's like, oh, well, it needs to be more. And I do bonuses. I do all that shit, but it still don't be enough. They want to be me, but they don't understand what I did to beat me.
The sacrifice that you took to be where you at.
But not even that. They don't see the bills behind it, the rent, all that shit. They don't see none of that.
So like, what's one of your 5-year goals that you want for your business?
For my business?
Yeah.
Ooh, I really want to sell my business.
You want to sell it?
Yeah, I done scaled it. I done made you just so again from what I learned from GM. You work at the plant. You know y'all got process books to teach you how to do the job, right?
For sure.
I got all that laid out the exact same way on how to build every type of bus from start to finish because it's different buses. It's like 8 different buses, different trailers, different designs. All that I got everything laid out. So just like at your job, you go there and say, put this screw in here, turn it 3 times. It has to be torqued to.
Oh, you got it the same way?
I got it the same way, but I got mine cut out. This needs to be 6 inches by this, boom, boom, for this bus. This needs to be
so a dummy can go in there and read the directions.
They can run my book, and I got it set up for every type of bus, every type of trailer, from the video game mobiles to the pamper buses for girls to the party buses to everything. I got it set up the exact same way GM and Ford do.
So I mean, why sell it?
Because what I started for now, if I get somebody give me $2 million, I go into the next thing.
Oh, for
the whole point is to scale your business to where it's sellable, and you go into something else. I want a bar. That's my main.
Okay.
thing.
So what you said? I mean, the building or just like the name and all the equipment and stuff.
The name, the equipment, and the know-how. Like I said, can't nobody else build in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I know how to build it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's what they paying for.
Okay. Dang, what I'm about to say to you, Mike? Even with the company, like, what's one of your longest runs like that you didn't have work?
Probably like 4 or 5 months.
Was you not nervous with that? Or?
No. So I know that in my business, so we do party buses, video game mobiles. Limo companies do good January through June, July, because you got weddings, really August. After that, it's going to be slow.
Okay.
Because you got proms, all that stuff in the first months. You know what I mean? So June, July, I work. After that, then you got stuff coming up. We got Christmas coming up. Ain't nobody buying nothing. It's Christmas time. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving. Who renting party buses around Thanksgiving?
No,
what do you need it for? Who getting married? Nobody.
Yeah.
The wedding season is that May through July, August.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they do. You might get a couple autumn weddings and stuff like that. But besides that, everything go down. So it's the same. It's just like a housing market. People ain't buying houses in December. Mm-hmm. So, you just got to be sitting back and waiting. You know what I mean?
So is it your cost? Is your cost? Or do people try to come in at you like, this is what I want to pay? Or you like, nah, bro, this is how much my cost is?
No, so I ain't like that. That's the other thing that set me apart from other people. Certain people won't build for under $30,000. I'm one of the people that know that I respect my customer. So everybody don't got $30,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, you don't got $30,000. What you got? Because I'm gonna take it. You got 10. Okay, this is what I can do for 10. Now understand, it ain't gonna be this.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get you where you functional and operational.
Okay.
Instead of going to JoJo down the street and that shit look like shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you good. So kind of you can build it like a la carte. So I'll say, okay, we can't do the ceiling and all that stuff yet, but let's just get your seats done.
Yeah.
So you can at least go rent it out. It look good. You can make some money. When I do that, the customers respect me more because they like, everybody else you go to them, they're gonna be like, nah, we ain't touching nothing for 30 because they're arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm saying, what you got? I'm gonna work with you. Because I can do it. It ain't costing me nothing but time. But I'm building that relationship with them.
Okay.
So now they say, damn, this nigga let me do it for 10. The second they get some more money, who you think they gonna go to?
You.
They gonna come to me because they got a relationship with me.
Okay.
They fucking with me because I fucked with them. They're like, nobody else fucked with me when I was broke, so why not? So now these big companies, now they big now. But I'm the only person they're like, no, we go to Mike. It don't matter what you can say to them.
So you got returning customers that keep coming back.
Yeah, I just did 10 buses for the voter registration.
Okay.
So we just did 10 for them, and I met her off of a 1. And I met her, and I was charging her like 25, and she was like, Mike, we don't have that. It's a nonprofit, blase split. They register people to vote.
Yeah.
So she came with it. I was like, well, what you got? I told her just like that. We went to Starters. I took her and her team to Starters, started drinking, built that relationship.
For sure.
And they from Ohio. And she was like, we could work with 18 right now. I was like, just bring it.
Okay.
I'll make it happen for you. And I'm undercutting myself, but I ain't even care. Black lady, doing what she's supposed to do. Boom, boom. She working with me. Boom. After I did that first one, she came back like, they just ordered 9. The investors. They want 9. Can you get them done before the 5th?
So them 9, everybody paying 18 a bus for that.
Yeah.
9. bro, that's good money.
It's great money.
And that's turnover time a week to 2 weeks, bro. That's
great. I'm building them all at the same time because I'm building them side by side. All the buses are the exact same size.
Okay.
So all the cuts are the same. I'm doing them all at the same time.
That's the next question I want to ask you. So do people bring their own bus? Or?
Yes, I prefer them to bring their own bus. That way they can't look at me like, Mike, you sold me some bullshit.
Okay.
So say if I could get them buses, but say if that bitch break down, now they looking at me like, you gave me some bullshit. Nigga. No, I say, you go find the bus. That way, that's all on you. My work is warranted. Everything I do, something go wrong, I fly out to you and fix that shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I don't have them problems.
Okay.
But that's all about giving her that grace and building that relationship. I could have got one bus and charged her $25 and made an extra. What's that? $7,000. But yeah. But whatever.
But then 9 off 18, that's even better.
Now I got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Off of 18,000. That's better. And we got a relationship.
They give you a time to table too.
They had to be done before November 5th, but they got them all last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you need help with that, or you? Okay.
So my cousin, he fly in every week. Help me. He work for American, so he fly for free. So he just fly in on his days off, help me, and we keep it rolling.
Okay. So like, even like getting close to the close, like what advice would you give like the person that's working at the plant that don't want to work there no more, that's trying to do what you doing?
Stack your cheese. Stack. Cut out all vices and superfluities, anything that's holding you back, a vice, something that's holding you, that you might be hooked to. Like, but you got to know what your vice is. You know what I mean? It might be the women. If you like fat girls and like feeding them, I don't know what. Everybody got different stuff they like. So you just got to, but that little stuff count.
Yeah,
if you're not putting it towards your dream and your goal, then it really don't matter. So you got to set a plan, say this is what I want to do, whether if it's real estate or you can make money doing anything. If you good at it, just do it. It's all about what you like, and you got to be happy doing it. If you like painting, paint. I don't know. You from South, you know Chase Deering.
Yeah. Tall Chase, big Chase, yeah.
He the drawer, the artist.
I know he drew, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so he been drawing since elementary school.
Okay.
And I always say, fuck a job. And he'll tell you, like, you go, I inbox him many times, like, Chase, get your ass back to drawing. Get your ass back to drawing. He been painting like a mother. All his painting's going crazy right now.
Okay.
Because I told him, I said, you got a gift. Everybody got a gift.
For sure.
Whether if it's talking to people, like you do your motivational stuff, everybody got a gift. You just got to keep pushing until it hit.
For sure.
It only got to hit one time for it to be.
For sure.
To be that winner. You could fail a million times. You just got to win once.
But I like what you said about building relationships, because relationships can take you places money can't.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't nobody ever say nothing bad about me. They could be like, only thing they could be like, Mike used to be crazy back in the day. That's all you going to hear. Like, he is crazy. But if you really know me, like everybody know me, they're like, Mike ain't even that same
Mike
nigga
cool.
no more.
Mike cool.
Yeah, and I ain't never going to snake you. People bring me, and you got to remember, I'm in a world with white people dropping off 30,000 to me. And they're like, damn, they got to trust me. It ain't, I could be, if you a shicey nigga, you run off with it, but that's a one-time runoff when you can make millions if you just sit back and chill and do what you're supposed to do.
For sure.
Same thing with contractors. They do shitty work. Like, why you ain't just do it right? Everybody gonna see this. But whatever you do it right.
Oh, for sure.
Like, where we at? They got good equipment. This ain't no, nigga ain't recording us on his iPhone.
No, for sure.
He got the right stuff. So I could be like, I know a good studio to go to.
For sure.
For a podcast. It's all that doing the right thing. And black people always try to cut corners or cut costs. And I take L's. I done took L's on buses a lot because I promise something and then, like, say I get into it and I see something that's worse. Like, damn, this could be there. But instead of just calling the customer back like, oh, you going to have to pay extra, I just be like, I just take that hit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because is it worth it?
I mean, no.
At the end of the day, I'd rather them be happy and be like, fuck with Mike.
And then they going to tell somebody else.
Exactly. But say it could be an extra $500-$600. Everybody don't have an extra $500-$600. So I could be like, is it going to cost me? It's going to eat at my profit, but it's going to be worth it because this is an ambassador for me.
Okay.
That's somebody that every time this bus is out, they going to say, who built this? He did. Now, if I say, I need that $500 because this was more, if they out in the ride and somebody like, who built this? They be like,
Yeah, for sure.
Easy.
For sure.
Like that.
You right.
And every time somebody on their bus, that's 30 people on each bus. So that's 30 potential new clients.
For sure.
If I get 10% of that, that's 3, which is still good.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's all about the numbers, treating people right, and running your business right.
So before you go, how much research did you do on what you do for you to be where you at now?
Ooh, nothing. It fell in my lap. Like I said, my brother put the shit in my lap, but then research into he only did party buses. I expanded into like video game mobiles and stuff like that. So I did a lot of research. The only company that was bigger than me, and I'm bigger than them now, was Roland, and they charge $80 per video game mobile.
Oh wow!
I only charge $30, so I'm half their price and some.
So you taking some of their customers?
Taking all their customers.
Yeah.
That people don't even go to them no more. I'm number one now.
Okay.
They was number one, and they work ain't nowhere comparable to mine. So they'll be out of business. So
same equipment. They just waxing.
They got less equipment. They shit ain't hitting on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, they have less. I'm giving them more for less.
Okay.
So they can't compete with me.
Okay.
I crush them. I'm the Chevy. More people drive Chevys than people drive Benz.
Mm-hmm.
Chevy make more money for GM than Cadillac do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bigger profit margin, and even though it might be cheaper, it's getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting it done faster,
Man,
and I'm affordable.
But you smart though.
I ain't never no dummy.
No, but for sure. But you know your numbers and you know your stuff.
Yeah.
And just even to see that you in business, you got to know something where you feel.
Facts.
And just don't you know about your stuff, you know about a lot of other people's stuff too.
Yeah.
The competition, all that.
You got to. How's you gonna beat him?
No, for sure.
How you gonna box a nigga you don't know how much he lift?
No, for sure.
That don't make no sense. He gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, for sure. For
you
sure.
gonna get your ass knocked out.
For sure. So, Mike, where can people find you with the buses, the boats? Like, where can people find
Everything.
you?
Mike Mitch 88 on Instagram. Then we got Imagine That Mobile Business Builders. Then you got Boat Life Detroit. Follow that. And my girl is E-Class Closing, so she do real estate and everything like that. So if y'all want to buy a house, make sure y'all get on that.
Okay.
I'm trying to plug everybody's shit. Everybody do everything. We got construction people. That's Jabron. I know somebody for everybody. So if you hit me, and I only recommend people I know gonna do good work because I don't deal with bullshit at all. At all.
Well, this is the Prodigal Son Podcast. We out.
That's it.